All right, so this is day 106 of going through my old journal. I hope you can see it. It's kind of dark in here today. The quote for today says, low self-esteem is like driving through life with your handbrake on. Sorry, I'm trying to read this backwards. And then it says, do you speak negatively about yourself, even jokingly? And if so, what do you say? What positive things can you say about yourself instead? So if you're following along, just pause the video and take a few minutes to think about what your response to this would be. And let's look at what I wrote. All right, so I said, I don't think negatively about myself often, but it does happen from time to time. I guess I just don't think about myself that much at all. So it's not that I'm like thinking positively of myself. I'm just thinking about other things and not necessarily about myself, if that makes sense. Let's see if I wrote that. I said, thankfully, I'm not too hung up on my appearance, so that's not really a major source of negativity, which probably seems ironic if you've watched some of my other videos, because I am like wanting to do a bodybuilding competition. And I don't know if it's, I don't think it's really that much about my appearance, more so I think about maybe just the challenge of it. Because like my roommate, he doesn't even do bodybuilding, but he has gone to the gym for like the last 12 years, like almost every day. And he's constantly like looking at himself and critiquing his body. And I don't know, maybe I look in the mirror a little bit more than I used to, but I don't really look in the mirror that much. Maybe a little bit more, but not too much. So and I think that's probably a big source of negativity for a lot of people. But unless something happens that makes me like really think about my appearance, I don't really think about it too much. I guess there are a couple of things though. I think about my appearance. I don't like my hair being greasy, so I do feel a little bit self-conscious, I guess, if I haven't washed my hair in a couple days. And then I've always liked wearing mascara or something on my lashes. And so I think the videos I did last week, I don't think I have my fake lashes on. But yeah, if I've got my fake lashes on and my hair is clean, for the most part, like I don't think about my appearance at all. But anyway, I said, like, I know I'm not absolutely gorgeous, but there also aren't any major things about me physically that stand out in a major way. So I'm pretty okay with the way I look. So yeah, like me and my roommate have talked about this too. Like both of us are like, we're not like, you know, those types of people that someone looks at and is just like, oh, you're so attractive. You've got like the, you know, there's some people that just have that like facial, that symmetry or whatever. And both of us are like, we don't have that, but we also don't feel like there's not any like major feature that stands out in a negative way. I said, sometimes when I get really down on myself, I may wish I were thinner or blonde or whatever, but that doesn't happen very often. And that's usually revolves around like relationships and other people making me feel that way, but just normal by myself or around women, I don't normally feel, you know, insecure about anything. I said, I'd say the main thing I feel negatively about myself is my personality. I mentioned this before, especially when it comes to social skills. But concern for this comes and goes. I said most of the time I don't really worry about it. I like being alone and don't care about interacting with people. But sometimes when I'm down, I start questioning why I am the way I am and feel lonely. But I don't know. Overall, I don't feel all that bad about myself. Okay, what did I say here? This is interesting. I think social media has helped with this. As weird and awkward as I feel sometimes, I know there's other people out there who are the same, and that makes me feel more okay about it. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I've never felt like I fit in. I know a lot of people say this, but I never, like, I fit in enough, but all the things that people were like excited about and like the future plans that they were making, like I never felt like that was totally for me. Like I've mentioned before, like I'd never, like, you know, some girls from a young age are like thinking about their wedding or get excited about their wedding, and I had always never pictured it. I assumed it would happen, but I never pictured it or like dreamed about it. And if anything, I was always like terrified that someone would like propose to me and it would be awkward and embarrassing. Like I definitely did not want like, you know, a big grand proposal, or I always knew I'm like, I don't want a wedding. If I were to get married, and all that stuff. So I knew I was kind of different in that sense. And yeah, I don't know, like, so started out with YouTube, really like changed my views on it, because I found these YouTube channels of people that were like living differently than most of the people that I was around, and I was like, oh, so there are other people who like think like this. And at first it wasn't like the no marriage, no kids thing. At first it was just like people not wanting to, yeah, I guess not wanting to have that stereotypical lifestyle, you know. And I wouldn't say I got into it, but like I understood the people that were drawn to like the van life sort of thing, or the people who wanted to like backpack and travel the world and things like that. But I never like knew anybody in person that thought like that, you know, that like didn't just want to like get married and have a big house and, you know, all that stuff. But seeing other people that kind of had a less conventional view has made me feel a little bit, and I guess I never felt bad about it. I just always thought it was different, but I didn't really feel too bad about it. And nobody, thankfully, like I mentioned in a previous video, like if people did like pick on me, I didn't like comprehend, or not comprehend it, but like I never took people picking on me for the most part as people being mean, or I just didn't take notice of it. And so if people did think I was weird, or I never like really noticed it too much, so that didn't really bother me. But yeah, like social media has made me feel better about some of the things that I thought was maybe a little bit different. And so like, yeah, a lot of people say social media is so bad, but to me, I feel like it's been pretty beneficial, which is like kind of why I make some of the videos that I do. And I'd like to make more content, but I don't really want to get into like anything too controversial, you know. But like what bothers me about it is like, even though stuff is like not really that controversial, like people seem to make everything controversial. Like even the minimalist wardrobe video that I did, I was kind of worried that people may think that was weird. Or, you know, back when I was like heavier into the vegan community stuff, I wasn't really like posting a whole lot of like some of the more, I guess you'd call it radical vegan stuff. I was just kind of sharing my food and tips for, you know, things that I found that was easy to make. But yeah, like within every group, like other groups tend to label it. I don't know, I'm getting too off track here. Anyway, we'll just stop there. Like, no, for the most part, I don't think negatively about myself. And I would say it has happened. I have been really down before, but it's definitely not an everyday thing, or even every week or every month thing. Just at baseline, I just feel pretty level, like not great or not negative. So I don't know, I guess the second half of the question I didn't really answer. What positive things can you say about yourself? I mean, I guess I talked about how I think different, and I never really thought of it as a negative thing, but I do think it's kind of a positive thing, because I just kind of do what I like and don't really worry about what other people think too much. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's what I have for this day, and I will be back tomorrow with day 107.